Mank isn't a movie for everybody, though it masquerades as one. Since it's a Netflix original, its viewership will likely dwarf the number of people who might have moseyed on down to an art house theater in days of yore. And it's directed by David Fincher, whose taut thrillers, including Say 7N, Fight Club, Gone Girl, Zodiac, and The Social Network, have earned him a reputation as a darkly savage crowd-pleaser. I can't imagine many Fincher-heads being thrilled by Mank, though. No serial killers, no fistfights, no bloody murders. Its target audience is almost impressively niche: cinephiles, film critics, and people who are deeply interested in the history of Hollywood circa 1940. It's not that a person outside that audience can't watch and, in broad strokes, understand the story of Mank. It's that to an extent, the film feels like inside baseball. If you are interested in unpacking that inside baseball, which has to do with turn-of-the-century moguls, 1930s Hollywood politics, and film critics' feuds from the 1960s, check out this explainer. Mank is the tale of Herman J. Mankiewicz, the man who co-wrote Citizen Kane, which is still widely and, by my lights, correctly considered one of the greatest movies of all time. He shares the writing credit with the film's director, producer, and star, Orson Welles. Mank runs along two timelines. In the first, it's 1940. Mankiewicz Gary Oldman, a seasoned Hollywood screenwriter who's been down on his luck and laid up by a car accident, is sent by a film producer to a remote house with a nurse and a secretary to write a screenplay for Orson Welles. He titles that screenplay American, but it eventually becomes Citizen Kane. Mank's second timeline begins about a decade prior, as Mankiewicz becomes acquainted with William Randolph Hearst, Charles Dance, one of the richest and most famous men in America, and Hearst's mistress, the actress Marion Davies, Amanda Seyfried. Mankiewicz is a busy working writer and an infamous drunk. Every famous writer and plenty of famous producers from the era show up in this timeline, from David O. Selznick, Toby Leonard Moore, to Ben Hecht, Jeff Harnes too. Most significantly, Louis B. Mayer, Arliss Howard, and Mankiewicz slowly realizes, through a number of experiences, that the industry he works in is both influential in ways that have nothing to do with entertainment, and morally bankrupt. This latter bit is intertwined with the 1934 California gubernatorial election, which means Upton Sinclair, played by Bill Nye, makes a cameo. Amanda Seyfried, as Marion Davies, in Mank. Netflix Fincher, working from a screenplay written by his father Jack Fincher, makes obvious nods to films of the period and Citizen Kane specifically. Mank is in black and white. There are fake effects intended to mimic what you might see on actual film, even though Fincher shoots digitally.